recently renovated Colonial Country Club hosts the PGA Tour's best players, with the winner getting the right to wear that acclaimed plaid jacket. Coverage of the Charles Schwab Challenge begins Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Golf Channel. With more from Colonial and more on the golf course, let's welcome back Hailey Hunter.
Hey, thanks, Damon. Players will have to adjust to a few changes here this year at Colonial Country Club, as it just went through its biggest renovation project in its history since opening up in 1936. So much so that as soon as the players wrapped up the tournament here last year, they immediately went to work. And I had a chance to talk with the director of agronomy here earlier this week, Rich McIntosh, who told me that just 60 members have actually had a chance to play the golf course over the last year during that renovation process. Some of those big renovations, including a brand new state-of-the-art irrigation system, some updates to having new bunkers, tees, and greens, which most of the elevated greens have now been lowered to ground level, giving players more options on their approach shots. And as for a couple of the holes with the biggest changes, well, it's the par 3s, 8 and 13. McIntosh telling me that players will actually have to think more on these tee shots due to a more intimidating look, as well as some depth perception there. Now, I mentioned 60 members, that's it, who have played this golf course over the last year since those renovations began. And of course, that has to include 20-year PGA Tour member Ryan Palmer, who's actually been a member here for over a decade now. So this is what he had to tell me about making his 21st consecutive start here at Colonial Country Club, and the new look here as well.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Gil Hans did a great job. There's no doubt about it. It was fun being a part of it a little bit, giving him my little 2 cents that he took, but it was fun seeing him in action. Seeing him on the bulldozers and working it. But yeah, the new change to 8 is fantastic. It fits the golf course so much better now than it used to, and what a great design. And 13 he went kind of back to the 41 U.S. Open look back then, more natural looking, and adding the bunkers in front of the green and raising it a little bit. So yeah, no, it's been nice to hear a lot of good feedback. A lot of players have said a lot of great things about it. So I won't lie, I was a little nervous this week coming in just to see who would give me more grief, if not. But I think the members here at Colonial are they're in for a treat with this place. I know about 50 got to play it a week ago, but first time for me yesterday. But I'm happy. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I've only seen the front nine so far. I'm hoping I get a chance to see the back tomorrow. We got some weather coming in, but I like the changes. I mean, the grass is still pretty immature with it being a fresh golf course, so I hope everyone stays pretty patient, because I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah,
it'll be a little different because they lowered a lot of greens too, a couple feet. So it'll take some getting used to for sure. And what we did to try and toughen it up was bring more rough into play, because these bunkers were so good and so easy to get out of. And the idea was to give the amateur golfer less bunker and more rough to hack out of it, and make us try to control our ball out of it. So we did a good job with that part. So we'll see how it plays this week. It's gonna be firm because it's so new, so it'll take a year or two to kind of get the full feel of what it's going to play like. So but so far so good.
Yeah, I do like how there's a couple more options coming into the greens. First impression was some of the approaches are probably a little bit easier than they were, just because you can see a little bit more, and it seems like there's a little less trouble around the greens. But it just, until you play in a tournament, there's just no way to know. Like, usually we would almost aim for the bunkers, because the bunkers were so good. It's pretty easy to get up and down out of most of them. And now you're going to be kind of buried in Bermuda rough, so it'll definitely be different.
I was pretty skeptical coming in. I mean, this is like another home to me. Partly the golf course, and certainly the membership and the community. So I was a little on alert. At the same time, the cliche, I said this yesterday, the cliche, they don't make them like they used to. Well, it doesn't hold true here. It is really, really good. I don't know where you could be petty to say there's something that needs to be changed. I'm sure somebody's got an idea that's smarter than me to figure it out, but I love it. I wish I was younger so I could play it more, because I think it's terrific. And I think, obviously for 1 week for us, it's terrific. I think it's going to be really good for the members.
There have been 90 to 120 workers here 6 days a week, working 12-hour days. So it'll certainly be exciting to see all of their hard work pay off and come to fruition this week at the Charles Schwab Challenge, Damon.